I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the millions of Americans who stood up and fought back against the disastrous Republican health care bill, which, as we learned late last night, does not have the votes to go forward. From coast to coast, people attended rallies, town halls, and demonstrations. They sent emails. They were active on social media. They wrote letters to the editor. They made countless numbers of phone calls to their senators and their House members. They made it clear to everyone in this country that we will not throw millions of Americans off of the health care they currently have in order to give huge tax breaks to the wealthy and large corporations. And against extremely difficult odds, with Republicans controlling the U.S. House, the U.S. Senate, and the White House, we were able to prevail in stopping this bill. This is no small accomplishment. To my mind, this legislation was the most dangerous bill ever brought to the Senate floor in the modern history of our nation. This legislation would have thrown 22 million Americans off of the health care they currently have. It would have cut Medicaid by some $800 billion. It would have substantially raised premiums for older workers. It would have defunded Planned Parenthood and denied 2.5 million women the opportunity to get the health care that they wanted. Further, it would have made it almost impossible for millions of Americans with pre-existing conditions to get the affordable health care they desperately need. What our efforts in this fight show from coast to coast is that when we stand together, when we are prepared to fight back, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish. But defeating a terrible piece of legislation is obviously not our ultimate goal. Our goal is to have the United States of America join every other major country on earth in guaranteeing health care to all as a right, not a privilege. Our goal is to end the absurdity of Americans being forced to pay by far the highest cost per capita for health care than any other nation on this planet. Our goal is to make sure that when people get sick, they don't have to worry about going bankrupt. Our goal is to make sure that people do the work they want and not be forced to stay on their jobs simply because they have decent health insurance. Fighting for a Medicare for All single-payer program is not going to be an easy struggle. Trust me, it will not be. In fact, it will be an unprecedented struggle in the modern history of our country. We will be taking on not only the insurance companies, not only the drug companies, but much of the economic and political establishment as well, and we can expect hostility from the corporate media. But this is a struggle we must engage, not just for ourselves, but for our children and our grandchildren. It is a struggle that will define who we are as a people. It is a struggle that will define us as a nation that believes in economic and social justice and equality. In the coming weeks and months, I look forward to working with all of you as we develop a national movement that takes us forward, that takes us to a healthcare system that guarantees every man, woman, and child in this country the health care that they need, that takes us forward to a Medicare for All single-payer program. Thank you very much.